Hello everybody, welcome to lesson 46, and as you can see from the title, today's lesson is related to sport. Let's have a look at what we will cover in this lesson. Now, as you know, in lesson 4 of the A2 course, we did, as it says here, we did some sport vocabulary. So the first part of the lesson will be related to reviewing some of the vocabulary we looked at all the way back. That's 42 lessons ago in lesson 4. We will also look at where sport is played and specific vocabulary related to scoring. As you know, in different sports, we talk about scores in different ways, basically. We'll look at expressions we use in sport, and we will look at the expression to get fit. So are you ready? Do you have your notebook ready? So first of all, a review. Let's see, in this picture here, we've got lots of different sports. So what sports can you see? We've got hockey, in this case ice hockey, football or soccer as it's called in the United States, basketball, American football, and baseball, of course, a very, very popular sport in the United States. I'm British. I don't know the rules of baseball. I have never seen a baseball game in my life, only on the television. Oh, and also we've got, boxing and tennis, and probably this guy here just above me in the white t-shirt and the red shorts. Maybe he's an athlete, so maybe he does running, long jump, etc. Okay, so let's have a look at some specific sports now. Right, and can you name these activities? Okay, do you remember these? So we've got ballet, hip hop in this case, snowboarding, rollerblading or skating. Skating is more general. You've got ice skating, roller skating, and rollerblading. Okay, and the last one is climbing. Remember that the B is silent in this sport. Okay, a few more. What are these? We've got fishing, hiking or walking, and cricket. And the last ones, we've got here running, judo, kite surfing, wow, that looks good, skiing, and swimming. Okay, so these are some of the typical sports. Right, so do you remember that we use different verbs for different sports? So here you have 3 sentences. So you've got I boop volleyball twice a week. I boop judo. And my brother boop skiing every weekend in winter. So the first sentence we would use the verb play. I play volleyball twice a week. Why? Because it's a sport that you play with a ball. So you play tennis, play basketball, play volleyball, play handball, play hockey. Okay. And the second one, I do judo. Okay, I do judo, I do yoga. And And the third one, my brother goes skiing every weekend in winter. So here we're looking at activities typically used with ing, running, skiing, kite surfing, snowboarding, etc. We use the verb go. So in this case, third person singular, my brother goes skiing every weekend in winter. Okay, very good. Well done. There's lots of vocabulary to go with sport. So now we're going to look at some of the places that you do sport. So I'm going to put here the different places that you do the sport. Just have a look at this slide. So you've got circuit, court, field, pitch, track, ring and rink. Okay, and I'm going to put some different sports on the board here on the slide. Okay, so we've got football or soccer, badminton. Do you know badminton? Badminton is a sport you play not with a ball, it's with what we call a shuttlecock. So it's like a ball with traditionally feathers, and it's a sport that is slower than tennis. And you play it with rackets, the same as tennis, but the rackets are longer and smaller. We have here basketball, of course, ice hockey, boxing, tennis, ice skating, running, baseball, cricket, and racing. Here I'm talking about Formula One racing. Formula One racing, okay? Formula One, obviously with cars. Very, very popular sport around the world. And lastly, volleyball. All right, so now you have the places. So which, for example, on a pitch, which of these sports do you play on a pitch? And the answer is football. You play football typically on a pitch. Right, and that's it, yes. Now, what about a field? What sports do you play on a field? I would say baseball, cricket, and sometimes we say football field. Usually no. Usually it's football pitch, but sometimes, okay? And what about court? Court. Notice the pronunciation. Court. Okay? On a court, basketball, you play on a court. Volleyball, you play on a court. Badminton, you play on a court, and that's it. What about ring? A ring. I'll give you a clue. It's not round. It's actually square. So yes, of course, you do boxing on in a ring, a boxing ring. Okay, and rink, the last word, rink. What is that? So yeah, a rink is a type of court made with ice. So in this case, ice hockey or ice skating. Ice hockey, if you are not doing it on ice, then you play in a field. Okay, so you have ice hockey or field hockey. All right, and tennis is on a court. I can't remember if I said that or not. And the last one at the top, the very top of the list here, is circuit. Notice pronunciation, circuit. And of course, you do the racing on a circuit. Formula One, you have a different circuit. There is a big Formula One circuit here in Catalonia, just outside Barcelona. Do you have a Formula One circuit near where you live? Okay, right, so now what I'm going to do, wait one moment please. Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to put some sentences up on the screen and you have to decide which sport the sentence refers to. Okay, so which sport the sentence refers to. All right, so let's have a look now. Right, so we've got, he fell on the last lap. On the last lap. A lap, when you go around a track running, maybe you have to do 10 laps. 1 lap, 2 lap, okay? So yeah, this would be related to running, okay? For example, running the 500 meters, right? Now, number 2, what sport? There was a crash on the first lap. So again, we're using the word lap. But here, obviously, we use the verb crash. So yes, this sentence, number 2, is related to racing, Formula One racing. Okay, and number 3, the score was 3-0. 3-0. What is nil? Now, nil is the way you say 0 in one particular sport. Do you know which sport it is? Yes, the answer is football or soccer. 3-0. We don't say 3-0. We say 3-0. So that number 3 is football. Number 4, the game, set, and match goes to, yes, this number 4 is related to tennis. In tennis, you play games within a set, and the sets are within the match. Okay, so match we also use for football, football match, basketball match, volleyball match, and match is used in tennis. Okay, number 5, again, this is related to scores. So you've got, it's 15, love. 15, love. So here, 15 is related to the point scoring in a game of tennis, and love refers to 0. And there are actually lots of different theories about why they say 15, 30, 40 and game in tennis. And in a future lesson, I'm going to talk to you about this theory. Okay, so love in this case is 0. Okay, and go back to the sentences. The serve was a foul. Okay, so a foul, excuse me, a foul is obviously when you do something badly. It goes out or it's wrong. And a serve, for example, a serve in tennis is this. A serve in volleyball is like that. So this this sentence number 6, could be related to tennis or it could be related to volleyball. Okay, so that's good. Lots of vocabulary, write it down, and then you can do the test at the end and check. Okay, so we have some more here now. You ready? So we've got, at half time, the coach changed the strategy. Okay, so the coach is the person who trains the players. And in a game, you've got half time. In football, you have 2 halves, so of 45 minutes and 45 minutes. And then the coach maybe changes the strategy from defense to attack, for example. So number 1 could be related to basketball as well. Although in basketball you don't have 2 halves, you have quarters in basketball. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, etc. And number 2, shoot. Shoot could be for football, you shoot. Hockey, you shoot. Basketball, you shoot. Right? So shoot is to try to get a basket, try to get a goal. And pass is when you pass a ball from one player to another player. So this pass we use in any team sport related to, so it's actually a team and related to playing with the ball. So for example, football, basketball, handball, hockey. And number 4, it was offside. This is offside, can be used in rugby and it can be used in football as well. Very common when you actually shoot, you kick the ball when there are no defence, there's not enough defence between the person receiving the ball and the other team members. Okay, it's a bit complicated. All right, and number 5, the referee blew the whistle. This is the whistle. This is to blow the whistle. Okay, so a referee, you have a referee in several sports, like in rugby, in football, of course. And the referee is the person who looks and checks that everything is okay. Checks who is doing a foul, if it's offside, that the players are playing and respecting the rules of the game. All right. And number 6, the umpire said the ball was out. Now, an umpire, you have an umpire in tennis. It's similar to the referee, but we call it, this person, an umpire, not a referee. Okay. So, we've done lots of vocabulary related to places you play sport, different ways of using scoring in sport, and now we're going to look at an expression which we use typically when we start talking about sport. Well, I do anyway. Okay, so we've got, I want to get fit. Okay, I want to get fit. This means I want to start doing more exercise so that I improve my body, so that I'm not just when I walk down the stairs. So it's to improve your physical condition using exercise. Okay, so maybe the exercise can be a sport or a particular activity like walking, for example. So we're going to look now, we're going to look at some different ways that you can get fit. Okay, so things that you can do to get fit. So let's have a look. All right, so you can join a gym. Join is, well, I'll talk about it in a minute. You can join a gym. You can start running. You can use the stairs instead of the lift. The lift in British English, the elevator in American English. You can start playing football or basketball or volleyball or hockey or ice hockey. Or you can start an activity like dance classes or Zumba. Zumba is very, very, very popular at the moment. Okay, in Europe anyway. All right, so some things to comment here. Notice you've got, okay, to join a gym. To join a gym is the actual procedure. You take your documents, you pay the money. We say to join a gym. You can join a gym, join a club. Okay, and the other thing, as you can see here, you've got start running, start playing. That's because the verb start, we often use ing. So it's start ing, start running, start playing football, start doing yoga, start going to the gym. And another thing, so that's the start. Instead of, this is a very, very, very useful expression. So it's like an alternative. So use the stairs instead of the lift. Eat salad instead of pizza. Go swimming instead of having a siesta. Very bad idea. I love my siestas. Okay. And the last one I want to look at. Oh, I didn't, wait. Oh no, that's it. Okay. All right. So now we're going to look at, I'm going to put a description of a sport. Just read the description and think, which sport does this description fit? Sometimes there's more than one possibility, okay? So sometimes more than one sport fits. Okay, let me just go. That's not it. All right. Okay, so this sport can be played by 2 people or 4 people, doubles. It is played on a court. The umpire watches the game and decides the points and the fouls. So which specific game is this? And yes, the answer is tennis. Tennis. Okay, so, and here I'm going to highlight specific vocabulary related to the sport. So you've got when it's singles, just one player, doubles, 2 players, 2 players. It's played on a court. The umpire watches and decides the points and the fouls, the bad things. Okay, and next one. This sport is usually played outdoors. An indoor version exists with 5 players on each team. But outdoors is with 11 players per team. This game has a different name in British English and American English. Okay, so what sport am I talking about? Of course, yes, I'm talking about football. Football. And here's some interesting vocabulary. So outdoors is outside, indoors is inside, okay? And then you've got teams, 2 teams, 1 team, another team, and within the team you have players. In fact, in the UK, it's quite popular for people to do the indoor version of football because you only need 5 people, so it's called 5-a-side. 5-a-side. So you need 5 people or 10 people, and then you can make a game and you go and play indoors in a special kind of I don't know, a special court, I suppose, because it's not a field, because a field and a pitch, they are exterior outdoors. Okay, now I have one thing. I think that this sport, football, is one of the most popular sports in the world. And in my opinion, the reason it's the most popular sport in the world is because you can play it without any equipment. You don't need a racket. You don't need special clothes. You don't need any special uniform. All you need is a ball. Really, that's all you need, a ball. And here, for example, you have 3 players and they are playing football. And I actually, many years ago, I was traveling in Thailand and I saw this situation a lot. A lot of children just with a ball and they're playing football. You can see it everywhere. So that I think it's a very popular game for that reason. Okay, so now next, this is the last description. Okay, so this sport can be played on a rink or on a field. There are 11 players in each team. The aim of the game is to score goals. The goalie is the person in the goal that tries to stop the goal. The goalie has to wear protective clothing, and you play this game with special sticks. Okay, so yes, what is it? It's hockey. You can either have ice hockey or field hockey. And here again, you've got lots of interesting vocabulary related to sport in this description. Rink or field, players, team, score goal, goalie, protective clothing, and sticks. Okay, so that was a lot of information. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. And don't forget, you can do the test at the end of the lesson to check that you have all the new vocabulary and the language related to sport. So I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I will see you in lesson 47. Take care. Bye.